Hello and welcome to Pedantic Handwavium, the podcast that tries to explain fictional worlds using science. I'm Simon.
And I'm Jeff.
So, Jeff.
Simon.
You like Japanese culture, right? You're a big
Sure,
Japanophile?
pretty cool dudes.
What would you say is the greatest thing that Japanese culture has ever given to America?
Samurai films.
Fair. Second best thing that American culture has the Japanese culture has given to America.
Probably Super Sentai.
Ooh. You're wrong this time. It's gotta it's gotta be Sunday morning cartoons. Like Transformers and
As a whole, I'll allow it as like a second, like, with an asterisk.
like Barry Bonds, because it's cheating.
Yeah,
There's too many of them.
There's law of large numbers. Some of them are bound to be good.
Exactly. Some of them are bound to be good. Thanks to Thomas. He knows who he is. I want to call him Tommy Sparks, is what we're going to call him. That's his name. His name is Tommy
Long time
Sparks.
friend of the show,
Well,
Tommy Sparks.
He gave us a suggestion, and we decided to do it. We're doing Power Rangers today. Man, I had to research Power Rangers because my dad never let me watch Power Rangers. He believed it was too violent.
Too violent.
Yeah, my dad didn't let me watch, like, violent television shows. And so what I would do is I would sneak... we would sneak behind his back and we would watch Power Rangers. I was too young to really remember most of that. So when I was, like, of age, I would watch The Simpsons before he got home from work. And then...
Okay, basically the same thing.
Yeah, because, like, I believe it was Thursday night, I would watch The Simpsons from 6:30 to 7, and then from 7 to 8, I believe it was Nova Science Now, and then I would go to sleep. Tuesdays were or whatever day it was the night I lived for. It was the best night every week.
Oh, it's cartoon night. Let's do it, boys.
Yeah, and, like, I didn't even get most of the references from The Simpsons. Anyway, my dad has since admitted that he's fine with me watching The Simpsons because he's like, well, they were culturally relevant, and he's like, but
still not Power
yeah,
Rangers.
he's like, but the Power Rangers.
To this day, he doesn't want you watching it.
I'm glad you never watched it. And I was like, Dad, I watched a lot of it, but I just don't remember any of it because I was like 2. I'm just now people know how old I was. I was very young when the Power Rangers came out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're doing Power Rangers. This is probably the craziest show we've ever looked at.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
And they don't explain any of it. They're just like, this exists, deal with it. And, like, I like it that we don't do really science fiction anymore, but sometimes it makes our job very difficult.
Yeah, hard science fiction is very difficult to, like, really riff on and really kind of luxuriate in the space. But I think Power Rangers gives us a lot to work with.
Some would say almost too much to work with.
Most would say too much to work with.
Okay. So to start off, general synopsis, Power Rangers are these teenagers who defend the Earth from a few different villains, the big bad being Lord Zed.
Mm-hmm.
And they have these things, various forms. It starts off as power coins. It's at one time cell phones, and at other times are like samurai swords. One of them is a wooden bracelet that turn them into, like, super soldiers.
Okay.
That's the best way I have of describing
it. Okay. Yeah, and it's, their self-contained team that, like, defends the Earth or space or Akihabara, depending on which show you're watching.
Yeah, it's... one thing you realize when you start researching Power Rangers is that they were like, as soon as they would start losing people, they were just like, yep, this is a horrible idea. They would torch it, and then they would just start a new series. And the series would be like just a little bit different or a little bit more modern. But for some reason, they never improve their... I like this about them. They never improve their...
Yeah, like the formula's consistent.
Yeah. Yeah, and they never improve their FX. Their FX are
That's true.
always the
They
same.
also, I think they like keep all of the costumes because I'm pretty sure there have been reunion specials that's like, here's 7 of the last Super Sentai teams working together now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Why would they?
It's insane.
Why would they ever?
Get rid of any IP.
Yeah, and also like, who else is gonna use it? Who else is like, I need like a talking lizard costume. I need like a fat lumberjack.
Oh
who's
yeah, we
also
got
an
like
alien.
4 of those in the back. It's fine.
Anyway, this actually, this makes me want to watch the original series because the original series looks like it knew it was a children's show, and it's just luxuriating in the fact that it can do whatever it wants and it will not lose viewers.
Right.
So, the first thing, right off the bat, a moon dumpster is a prison.
They ate. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
This is like the name of a thing. It is not like the action that it does.
Yes. So
Okay.
there's a weird like urn on the moon that
Okay.
that houses the villain Rita Repulsa.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I was thinking was, how does it do that?
Electromagnets.
Ah, so good.
Right.
Well, that's all I had.
Gotta pull out the big guns right off the bat.
Yeah, so it's weird.
I mean, yeah, like, is it a people-size urn, or
It
is Rita Repulsa, like, gaseous and is being kept in a normal-sized urn?
That's what it is. So I remember it being a small urn. Like it's like maybe the size of like a pot. It's much smaller than the character itself, and it houses like, even though she has like all the technology in the world, I'm assuming Rita Repulsa's magic in this point is just technology.
Okay. Oops. That was me trying to silence my phone as I was getting a message.
Which reminds me, I should silence my phone. Hey, Ashley. How do you condense a human being without killing it, and put her into a like some kind of object that she can't break out of, even though she's like one of the most powerful beings in the world?
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's what I'm curious on, is I don't know if she is properly people, or if she, like, does also have other forms that could realistically fit within the urn.
She is an alien.
Okay.
So, but
Okay.
as far as I know, biology doesn't allow for you to just break down a creature unless it does. Maybe that's the thing about her species of alien, is they can liquefy themselves. I don't know of a creature that can do that.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking less liquefy and some sort of, I don't know, gaseous form or something that can be just fit more economically into that space.
It's compressible.
Yeah.
What if, what's that stuff called that like fits in between your cells to like squish them together?
Membranes?
No, there's like a name for it. It's like so there's a thing.
Intracellular fluid?
No, it's not that. There's a thing inside of people, at least. I know it's actually inside of all creatures, where like to give your organs and stuff their shape, they build like a skeleton. And one of the like things they can do with stem cells is that they can grow it inside of a skeleton, like it, and it'll grow into the correct shape and like formation.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, maybe her version of things, her alien self, has like doesn't have that, and so that she can just like liquefy herself or be liquefied and then reconstitute herself, and instead her cells have like interlocking like keys, like enzymes, so that they fit together correctly at the end of it. When she reconstitutes.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Oh really, Jeff? That's what you think? That
It
exact
is.
thing?
Well, no, mostly what I'm doing is trying to, like, find any canon explanation on the wiki. And like you said, it's just, hey, here's a thing that exists.
Yeah.
So there is no useful information.
We can do whatever we want.
We can, yeah. It's really given us too much room.
It really is. But I like this idea because maybe this also gives her the chance to kind of change the way she looks. So maybe the reason Rita looks like a human, even though she is an alien, is because she chooses to look like a human because that's who she's fighting. Because her cells don't have like a
Yeah,
distinct
that way
shape.
when she, like, eventually, in her mind, takes control of the planet, it's easier for people to accept her.
Exactly. She's just a
Yeah.
mastermind.
A mastermind trapped in an urn. That happens to the best of us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's. I mean, that's classic villain. Mm-hmm. Classic villain. Cool. So she gets found by a bunch of humans, right?
Who are also on the moon.
Yes. Keep in mind that
Okay.
this is the 1990s, and we've already been to space and on the moon, and it's pretty well known technology.
Yeah, but also, like, not everyone has ready access to, like, yeah, no, so I just swung by the moon last Saturday and found this urn. Knocked it over accidentally.
Well, the scene, and this I only caught a glimpse of, but I thought it was worth mentioning and us talking about. The humans who find her seem to have, let's just call it, baggy clothes. Their spacesuits don't have rigid bodies on them,
Right, right.
and Rita Repulsa also kind of just pops out of the urn. So both she has to have the ability to survive in the vacuum of space, also needs the ability to live for 2,000 years, and the spacesuits out of the people who find her, how do you have not rigid spacesuits that don't just expand and then blow up?
And, like, this is using, well, presumably tech of the era of, like, the 90s.
Yes.
Definitely still was not just, like, baggy, flopsy spacesuits.
Yes. Unless we are considering this to be like an alternate Earth where human beings have like really niche.
Only wear baggy clothes.
Yes. And they insist, well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the design aspect of the suit where they do have rigid frames, but the rigid frames are meant to look baggy and ill inflated.
It's, yeah, well, I mean, that's the fashion, really. So, that's just NASA keeping up with the times.
Of course. And there's also no energy packs, like the big old packs that guys wear on the moon.
They're just guys in sweatpants on the moon.
Pretty much, it looks like guys in like shiny jogging gear are on the moon and have enough time to just explore to find urns.
Right, right. Well, I mean, there could have been, like, some, like, anomalous reading. Hey, I found this urn.
Hey guys, there's this little urn over here. Oh, but let's not deal with it now. We're on the moon. We have to collect rocks and dust. I don't want to deal with this urn.
There could be some alien in there.
You don't remember that?
No, I think your brother has that tattooed on him, actually.
Yes, that is, yes.
Yes.
My brother, well-known space fanatic, has that quote tattooed on him. If you see him,
It took the whole arm, is a real rambly quote.
yeah, if you see him, ask to see it. It's wonderful. The guy who did it is really a great speller and has really nice handwriting.
Only 2 or 3 typos.
Only 2 or 3. It's a long quote. I mean, you got to give him, and he was only able to write it out once. I mean, like that's not, you can't erase stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, like, still a great tattoo though.
Oh, yeah, spot on.
So how can Rita Repulsa survive in the vacuum in space and live 2,000 years? Does she have like the heartbeat of a tortoise? Well,
Sure, I don't know.
maybe those.
Well, I mean, if she's, like, in some sort of gaseous form, maybe she just doesn't have to, like, metabolize nearly as much,
yeah, but
if at all. Maybe she's just a bunch of tardigrades stacked on top of each other.
well, actually, that's not a bad idea. I mean,
Right?
not
Yeah.
yeah, no, like I am down with that. Maybe not tardigrade specifically, but like an extremophile, like something that has like a really good way. And maybe that's how she lives for 2,000 years. She could just put herself, like, she's a colony.
Yeah,
She's not
just is like in stasis or has like a cocoon husk about her
Oh.
for protection from the lack of elements, I suppose.
Okay, yeah. I guess so. I guess I didn't remember that something can live in space, and that thing is nearly invincible.
Right. So pile of tardigrades.
So
Got it.
pile of tardigrades. We got it. Well, so it's a community of tardigrades. It's much like in the movie Megamind. You know how all of the little monsters come together to form a giant face of Megamind?
For sake of argument, let's go with yes, and we'll put a pin in that topic for another episode.
If you haven't seen Megamind, you should. It's actually a phenomenal movie.
Okay.
It's like that. So, you know the baby face of the Animatrix?
Yes.
It's like that, but with tardigrades. Or tardigrade-like
Okay.
creatures.
Yeah, just like tardigrade hive mind
Yeah.
colony. Yeah.
Anyway, so the next big baddie, her boss, is a guy named Lord Zed. Okay?
Right.
Now, the weird thing I found about Lord Zed is he seems like he's exposed muscle and brain that has been...
And Borain. Okay.
Yeah, and Boren, you know, the great organ, Boren. No, so he's exposed muscle and brain that has been kind of like tied together with metal. That's what he looks like. I don't actually know what he is, and I couldn't find any description of him.
Let me just
So I want
pull
to
up a photo here myself.
know kind of what he is.
Oh,
Like kind of
alright.
what kind of leads to him. What is he like a creature or a human who is like stripped of all of his flesh? Yeah.
Well, looking at this photo, it looks like he has some sort of helmet. I want to say the brain is just
Aesthetics,
like decoration
Gotcha.
on the top of the helmet.
Gotcha. Because you know,
the actual like stripped flesh, I think, is actually stripped flesh. That is just
that's
actual muscle.
so. Ooh, maybe he's like a race of alien. Okay, that you know how bugs have their bones on the outside.
Essentially, okay.
What if he's a creature that has his muscles on his outside?
And he has his skin on the inside?
Yes.
Oh, because the rest of his internal organs are just very toxic and would disintegrate the muscle.
Yes.
So he needs that internal layer.
Yeah, so it's pretty much like he's a giant stomach. Because the stomach...
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's because a stomach produces... I'm going to explain this for the listener. Stomach produces mucus that gets eaten away slowly, so the hydrochloric acid doesn't just eat out the inside of your body. And when it does, it's called an ulcer, and it hurts a lot, and it does a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's bad days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're saying that he is essentially a creature who has, like, toxic innards for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
That has to be separate from his muscles because it'll denature it. So there's a insider lining. And then his muscles are probably, like, vascularized in a certain way. So he probably is really prone to bleeding. Kind of gross.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Good. Okay. We're going to move on. There's so much stuff. Anyway, so there's these things called power coins.
Mm-hmm.
They draw their powers from dinosaurs. They have...
Go on. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
With that sigh. They have crystals that need to be elongated. And when they are elongated, they transform the powers... they transform the Rangers into their like power suits that are also really baggy for power suits. I feel like. Anyway,
I didn't remember them being that baggy.
But okay, we will get into their aesthetics later. But
okay,
they also have the power of teleportation.
All right.
And the powers, some powers can be stolen, not all powers. We're gonna just ignore that because I don't like that. it's weird. But they do need like weird rituals to like pass the power on. So like you have to be a certain someone to be like get all the powers of the crystal. So they're like
Right, yeah, you need to inhabit the trope that is which color ranger you are.
Which is you have to be either a white guy, a white nerd, a black guy, an Asian woman,
Well,
or
I
a
think
white
it's
woman.
like the intelligent and the leader and, the not kind of overtly racist.
Are you sure? Because I've gone through a lot of Power Rangers. Kind of seems like
I think it might happen to often be a little racist on the surface, but I think they are occupying different tropes.
I think racist is too strong of a word. I would say
Problematic?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's problematic on certain levels. Anyway, yeah, you have to be like embody a certain spirit.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah. And then once you do, they can transfer the power over to you.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, yeah.
Yeah, no, continue. I
If
was about to sum up also.
I'm just going to say, how does this work?
Crystal energy.
Well, we are doing so well right now.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
So you have to resonate at the same frequency as your power crystal.
So let's take this new agey bullcrap out.
Yeah, I actually just now realized that the point was using science. My bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, dude, you're not running for president here.
Boom! You sure I could probably win?
Mic drop. Anyway, so let's start at the beginning. So, why do the power coins draw their powers from dinosaurs? It doesn't make sense. Everyone in this era is 2,000 years old, which doesn't make any sense. Dinosaurs didn't. Okay, again, we're treading onto not scientific. It's not creationism. Right. Dinosaurs did not roam the earth 2,000 years ago. Unless you consider birds and some reptiles.
Right. Now, is it like drawing on the power of the dinosaur, or is it drawing on the like dinosaur robots that they pilot? That I think we're probably going to touch on later.
Yes. Yes, I have a little footnote here in my notes that says, why are there Zords dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs are cool.
I mean, why? Like, so the description I saw said it draws on the power of dinosaurs. The question is...
Okay, I think, we also, to unpack that further, I think we need to define what the power of dinosaurs are.
I am interpreting it as... You know what? I'm going to interpret it this way. It draws on the power of dinosaurs by using the biology of dinosaurs as a starting place to create apex predators.
All right. I don't recall all of them being...
But they're not. But they're all apex predators. Aren't they?
Are they
not? I don't actually know. But I'm pretty sure most of them are. Like, what's a tiger? Tigers are apex predators.
Well, a tiger's also not a dinosaur.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I guess. Oh, not all dinosaurs are apex predators.
Right, yeah.
I guess there are herbivore dinosaurs, aren't there?
Mm-hmm. And a lot of scavenger dinosaurs.
Maybe, to the infinite wisdom of this alien species, the dinosaurs are really the greatest creation that Earth has ever had, and humans are just soft, squishy nerds.
Like everything after dinosaurs, just soft, squishy nerds.
Yep. Everything after dinosaurs, soft, squishy nerds.
So really, the dinosaur power is just
the perfect creation of God.
Alien technology preserving the perfect creation of God.
Yes.
Okay. I can get behind that.
I think so too. I think it's more of like a social thing and not like an actual Oh my
Yeah, well,
gosh.
I mean, like there was a technology to harness the greatness that are dinosaurs.
Yeah, and for those of you guys out there who are giggling to themselves thinking, oh, but oil is harnessing the power of dinosaurs. No, oil is made from plants, not animals. You are not burning
Was that
dinosaurs.
the sharp inhale a little bit ago? Is you realized that maybe we messed up and then you realized we didn't?
Yes. That was exactly my mind process. Yeah, no, sorry. It's mostly like ferns are what create oil and things like that. Dinosaurs don't really degrade that way.
Yeah, they
So,
just turn into rock bones.
yeah, they really do. They like flesh. Animals suck as fertilizer, is what I'm saying. Which is why you should never fertilize your pumpkin patch with human beings.
We won't judge you if you do, but
Yeah,
probably shouldn't.
yeah. I mean, it is environmentally friendly. I will say that.
You gotta reuse those resources.
Gotta reuse them. Grandma, reuse her. So, how do the crystals give them power armor? Or is the power armor like stashed? Are we talking like an Iron Man 2 situation where like he can build, like he has like a wristwatch or whatever, and it like pushes a few
Well,
buttons and
there
expands over
is
his
like
body?
teleportation, you said, right?
Yeah.
Like that is within universe.
Yep. Two other
So I
crystals.
think yes, I think
Okay.
that actually works perfect. So I think the crystals are like a focus, like a target for the teleportation.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's Suicide Machine. Suicide Machine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, Suicide Machine. Yeah, we'll say it's the same technology as the Star Trek teleporter.
So if you guys are ever sad that your characters are leaving the Power Rangers, don't be. They've been dead for a long time.
Several times.
So again, how do the crystals create the power armor?
The crystals don't. They're stored somewhere else, and they're just teleported onto the bodies using the crystal as the target location to teleport.
Oh, I like that. I'm down with that. That actually makes total sense. So then
Sure,
let's talk
I'll take it.
let's talk about those power armor suits. This is a power armor that increases speed, strength, and durability. However,
Okay.
it looks like it's made out of cloth and kind of acts like it's made out of cloth. So, I have an idea for this.
Nanobot exosuit.
Pretty close actually. It doesn't have to be nanobots. However, if anyone remembers from Batman #1, Lucius Malfoy has a material that when you put an electric charge through it, it can retain a rigid shape.
Okay.
Certain metals actually act that way. I don't. No polymers come to mind. I'm sure there are probably some polymers that do it. But certain metals will do it when you expose them to high temperatures, or certain conditions will jump and will no longer be rigid. Ceramics can do it too. It's actually really cool. I forgot about it because I've seen shock absorbers that were made out of smart material that like
Oh,
are responsive to
that's
the
neat.
ground. It is. It's very cool.
Yeah.
That's what I would say it is. I think it's the entire suit is made out of electrically responsive material that when it is about to be hit, it essentially puts a charge through it, makes it rigid so that it can dissipate
Oh, so it's basically like
the
how
cape
the
from
shields
Batman.
from Dune work,
Uh,
where if something is moving at it with enough kinetic energy, it like hardens to prevent the blow.
yes. Yes. Our first Dune reference. You thought we would have made more of those. Yes. Yes. That's exactly what I'm thinking. And that makes sense. And that way you stay, because you're a karate master, you stay nice and limber and loose for your like battle.
Right.
But you can magnify your strength and your speed by having it contract and expand in different ways to power your muscles and your body. and we'll say that it somehow is powered by something.
Or, well, they have that, like, power coin or something on the belt, or whatever calls them on their person. So that could
that's
just
true.
be, like a controller or something, like like little computer controlling the suit.
Yeah, but like, how do you generate the power to put the current through the suit? Because it has to do the work you're doing. If you're like speeding up or punching harder, see what I'm saying?
No.
It's conservation of energy, man. So like, if you are moving
Right.
faster, something has to
Well,
be
the
supplying
suits
that
are
energy.
also summoned using teleportation.
Oh yeah. So we'll
It
just
could just be externally powered. Just energy is beamed directly into it.
okay. I like this idea because it means that all of the Power Rangers are now sterile due to the immense amount of radiation that they have received.
Yes.
Good job.
Well, I mean, they're also dead several times, so
That's true.
it's moot, really.
Oh my god, that's how they avoid cancer though, because they keep on rebuilding themselves.
Just keep recreating the bodies.
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah, no, I like that. That works.
We beat the cancer loophole. Or the cancer problem.
Just need more suicide machines.
Exactly. That's how you beat cancer. That's not how you beat cancer. We should. I'm sorry. I might cut that out of the episode. That was
Yeah.
that was a dumb thing to say.
That was maybe a little dark and maybe a little insensitive, but we both kind of leaned into it.
It's true. Cool. So now we got the power coins, and we'll assume that all the versions of power coins essentially work the same way because there's a lot of versions of them.
Yeah, I mean, they can have the same overarching thing. They all, like, there are reunion episodes where different Sentai teams work together.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
of course.
yeah, so it makes sense that they have some sort of similar technology between them.
Well, here we go. We are down to their Zords, which
Right,
are
the big robots that they pilot.
How do you make a giant mecha? I'm thinking it's like it's got to be. So I was thinking more of like a material science standpoint. Like, how do you create a material that can withstand that much force?
Like, withstand that much force of just, like, walking, really, because, like, they're bipedal, too, right?
yeah. So they also have the ability to balance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say carbon nanotubes.
Carbon nanotubes for structure and, like, just a big, like, gyroscopic center for balance.
Yeah, maybe there's like sensors in the feet that allow it to tell where it's leaning towards, so it can it has like reactive balance rather than like a static balance. Ooh, good idea, Simon. You're so smart. I love you.
You did it. Feel free to enlighten everybody else. Or you can just really sit on it and feel superior to everybody.
So in my brain, and I don't know if this is in the television show because I didn't see any images of like inside the Zords. But what if it's a human being who is doing all the movements and the Zord is copying them, right?
Okay.
You could think that if their suit is intelligent enough, it can tell what muscles are
Oh,
tightening
and it, like, interfaces with the...
with the mech, and the mech is just balanced
Right.
the same as a human being.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, I think that that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even to do it because we already have the material available to create like that rigidness. That's not the word. What's the word for when things become rigid?
Rigidity?
Maybe that's. Anyway, we already have the material that their suits are made out of. That like becomes harder.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that is actually like musculature inside of their mechs, inside of their Zords. So their muscles.
Oh, so it has, like, that membranous layer and also, like, an armor plating on the outside.
Yeah, and like cords so that it acts like muscle. So they try and make the Zords as human or creature-like as possible. And then from there, they can kind of like put on armor and stuff like that so that the Power Rangers, their interface is a one-to-one connection.
Yeah, it makes more sense to do it that way than, like, oh, hey, you're a bunch of teenage karate masters. Also learn how to pilot these giant mechs.
So what we're saying is that this is not even Evangelion.
It is definitely very much not Ava.
Yeah, that's because that's
Ava is very terribly depressing all of the time.
that's true. Cool. Well, do they win at all in Evangelion? They must. They don't really
no?
win.
I don't think so.
And it's a different. There's a different show. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know how much we can get into that show on this one because we're trying to keep it PG.
Yes. There's some cool stuff in that show, though. I think we should talk about it. That'd be a good show to do. Anyway.
Yeah.
Shark cycles. I know what you're thinking. What's a shark cycle?
Yep, that's the one.
The answer is.
And how do you play card games on them? That's a Yu-Gi-Oh reference. Card games on motorcycles.
They play card games on motorcycles in Yu-Gi-Oh?
There was a series where I think they played Yu-Gi-Oh while also riding motorcycles.
I love anime so much. Anyway, shark cycles.
Right.
They are motorcycles.
That are also sharks.
Yes. But not only are they sharks, they were made from a shark.
Oh, that's more terrifying.
That actually, the wiki that I'm getting my information from, specifically for the first time, it mentioned a material at all. And the material it decided to use
was shark corpse.
Essentially, yes. It was a fossilized shark fin from a prehistoric shark.
Okay.
So, what is this shark?
So it's just made out of rocks then, right?
But it's lightweight and powerful, and it's a motorcycle. How can you make a motorcycle out of rocks? This isn't like the philosophical question, like, is a sufficiently complex system of sticks and rocks a computer? This is an actual question.
This is a literal question. How do you make a motorcycle out of rocks?
This is go to your mechanic and say,
hey, I found these outside. I would like a motorcycle, thank you.
But I need it lightweight and I need it powerful. I need it to get to crime really fast.
Are they necessarily lightweight?
Yeah, it says lightweight. Or at least my notes. It says
lightweight. Does it define what lightweight is?
I'm assuming...
Because it could be lightweight,
for a motorcycle made out of shark?
Like a race motorcycle, or it could be lightweight, compared to a normal pile of rocks.
That is a really good point.
Right?
I'm gonna
how many bananas does this motorcycle weigh?
I'm gonna say that because it says lightweight and powerful motorcycle, that it means the motorcycle is lightweight for motorcycles and not a lightweight and powerful pile of rocks.
I think that's a fair assumption. Yes.
Yes. When I decided to get my 4-year degree, I don't think I ever realized I was going to be saying a lightweight and powerful pile of rocks.
And here we are today,
right?
Saying that exact thing. Yeah, so, is it using, that as the basis? It's using some leftover nougaty DNA left in the middle of the fossil? Or is that informing how the motorcycle is designed? What do we think?
That's what I was thinking, too. I was thinking it was using nougaty DNA, much like Futurama,
right,
to create a motorcycle that was designed to go through air and earth like a shark goes through water? Are sharks fast?
Right. Sharks can be fast, yes. It depends on the shark.
So maybe this prehistoric shark was like the fastest. It's like the peregrine falcon of sharks. And they were like, well, I mean, if it works as a hydro whatever foil, with a hydro plane instead of an aeroplane, it'd be a hydroplane. Whatever, it doesn't need to.
Sure, yeah. You guys, you get the idea.
Yeah, if it works in liquid, it works in a different fluid. It works in air.
Yes.
So maybe that's what it
They
is.
1-to-1 translations.
Yeah. And so, like, all the internal mechanisms are organic.
Just shark organs.
Yeah. And that's how it's so,
I'm
like...
okay with them being organic motorcycles. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I like that idea. I think it gets smelly.
Well, I mean, they wash them, I'm sure.
I guess that's true. Do you think it breathes oxygen? Do you think it has lungs? Is what I'm asking. Because sharks don't have lungs.
No, that's why they gotta go so fast. To move all that air past its gills.
Oh my god, that's why it's a shark. Because it has to go. And then when they turn it off, it's just dormant. Like a sleeping shark.
No, it also kills them.
Oh.
They just get recreated.
Okay, so we're just going more suicide machines. Everything in this show is a suicide machine.
Do the shark cycles get teleported in also? Or
Yes.
do they have to... Yeah, so same thing.
Oh my gosh.
Like, they don't need to keep them alive that long. That was real bad audio. I'm sorry about that. I was flying around.
That was real bad audio. Thanks a lot for that, man.
Yep, no worries. Have fun editing.
So we got it. They're riding organic motorcycles.
Literal sharks, yes.
So here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
If I told you that there was a gun, okay? Picture a gun.
Right.
Now picture a gun named the Quantum Blaster.
Is this the one that's also called the old bazooka?
No, but I actually read that as Olay Bazooka. And it became...
Yeah, actually looking at the
Pronunciation.
Japanese, I think it is actually the anglicized as the Ole Bazooka.
No, this is not the Olay Bazooka.
Okay.
I couldn't find anything on the Olay Bazooka. Although I guess I do want to bring up the fact that it was called the Olay Bazooka, and I assume it has something to do with soccer. I don't know. See, that was a funny joke that you should have laughed at.
Oh, was it? Sorry, I was translating Japanese in my head.
Oh, yeah, that's really funny. I found a Power Rangers site that was in German, and I had fun translating that.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Let me just do some research, and, well, I guess I can kind of make this language out.
Well, I have, some background in it. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, Quantum Blaster. What is it? Oh, I guess I should tell you what it is. It's a really powerful gun.
It's a gun. It's a blaster that blasts quantum.
It's a really... So, all it is really, in the show is... It's probably about the size of, those Nerf Magnums?
Is that, the revolver things?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's probably about the size of that. But it also turns into a sword. It also has, the power to kill, huge mechs at times. So what is it about the Quantum Blaster? Keep in mind, its name is Quantum. It has to use quantum somehow.
I mean, that could just be marketing, too.
It could be.
The aliens just had all these blasters laying around, and you know what, we gotta really update this documentation. Really gotta push these.
So there's the Blaster XP and the Blaster 2000 and the Blaster Vista and
the Quantum Asterisk Blaster with a footnote that says not actually quantum.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So really I should be updating my notes so that it's Quantum Asterisk Blaster product may not contain
not tested
may not contain
or approved by the FDA.
Quantum. No claims are being made about effectiveness.
It really drives home the joke when you say effectiveness 3 times because you're having difficulty spelling it.
About effectiveness of product. Complaint,
or we don't have to take the easy out.
Complaint or comment, call 911. Okay, So
And they had that in every episode. That's why there's so many 911 calls. Just all these children.
every single episode, they would have a scene where they would just go through the manual of the quantum blaster and be like, okay, I gotta screw this on, and then I gotta put this in, and I gotta turn this, and then
Where's the quantum bit again?
quantum main product may not continue quantum. What is this?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
There's like a made in Mexico sign on the side of it, and like, oh man, you got the cheap quantum blaster, didn't you? Should have gotten the made in USA one or the made in Germany one.
If you're going with the Mexican one, you might as well gotten the Olay bazooka.
Yeah, man, it's got mostly the Mexican one is really the same as the American one, except the Mexican one is a lot more plastic. Well, the American one has a little bit more wood and mahogany. It's really just an aesthetic thing. But I mean, I prefer it. Anyway, so that's what we're gonna say. Quantum Blaster.
Wait, did you just like sign off on the quantum blaster? Are we not doing it anymore?
No.
Okay.
So I want to know how a really small gun that is also has the mechanics to become a sword is also incredibly powerful.
That is a good question.
So
Does it like create more mass to become a sword?
that's a cool idea.
Or is it just like extruding it into a different form?
So to me, what it was doing was it was changing quantum numbers so that they would no longer function the way you wanted them to. So like it's a stupid idea. I'm just gonna stop right now. What were you saying?
Okay. Like, yeah, just looking at changing forms, is it creating matter? Is it like extruding matter? So it's just pushing itself into sword form, and it's like otherwise hollow or thin in places
I would
to make up that material difference.
It looks like it's
Or
extruding.
apparent.
It looks like it's extruding.
Okay.
As for the gun part, I have an idea. I think the reason it's such a powerful gun is it fires and creates anti-electrons. And so the explosions you see are the annihilation of the electrons
Okay.
in a material.
I can get behind that.
And so it's really like the size of like a 9mm, and then the rest of the bulk is just like a really thin sword, hollow sword, like a rapier.
Right.
We didn't need that whole bit about the fact that it was just marketing. but we have it anyway.
Well, I mean, I was trying to give you an easy out also, if you didn't have another explanation. Or if we run short, you can include that audio in the rest of the episode.
I don't think we're going to run short.
Neither do I.
I still have two more. Technically, I have three more things. I don't want to answer one of them. So I have two more weapons we're going to go through.
Okay.
What
Is one of them the giant roller?
No, I couldn't find anything on that.
Yeah, no, like I saw one clip and it was real bad.
Yeah. There's a giant roller, listener. It's pretty cool if you look at it. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, though.
It's a big old wheel.
It's a big old wheel. You know what it's called? The giant wheel. Anyway, Fire Smasher is like a buster sword that can cut through anything.
All right, so it's a superheated surface.
But like, how do we not fry our when you
cells?
Yeah. I mean,
localized superheated surface.
Okay. Maybe it's a superheated surface that creates a vacuum around the blade so the heat can't go anywhere except for where it touches.
I mean, how is it making like such a condensed vacuum like that not being contained otherwise? Or maybe it just recycles its own heat. That doesn't make sense.
No, because that would make it not work.
No, not at all.
Maybe if we could just how do things make Like,
How do things make cut good?
yeah.
I don't know how cut good, Simon.
Well, how do things make vacuums that aren't pumps? Like, can you make a vacuum out of a magnet?
I don't know. I'm mostly familiar using pumps
Yeah.
or space.
Like normal things.
You just kind
Technology
of
that
set it out
exists.
into space.
Maybe what it does is that it gets so hot that it starts ionizing the air, and then it uses a magnet to create a shield that is like a plasma that's held in suspension around the blade, while the opposite charge are stuck to the blade, and that's why it glows. And then it can cut through things that way.
Okay. I'm alright with that, with it making a, suspended plasma like that.
Yeah, like it's kind of like a lightsaber, but without the bad parts of it.
Without the kyber crystals. Yeah.
And then it just like, so it's not cutting so much with like heat as it is with like a magnetic field and heat.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like ionizing and stuff. That makes sense. I like that. Let's do that. And the reason it's so
And that's how you cut good, Simon.
and it's just it maybe the fact that it's really big is just coolant. It just needs to like it needs its internal workings, like the magnet needs to be cooled constantly.
Right,
So
otherwise it would also melt.
yeah, so the size of it is really not like the reason it doesn't have heft to it is because it's like it's just meant to increase surface area. So it's like what's those things called? Those things that you put on your CPUs that I for some reason cannot remember the names of. To cool them off.
Heat sinks?
There you go. It's a heat sink. That's all it is. I like that. That makes sense to me. And maybe it's like they're using aluminum, so it's real light, and also you like the added strength of the suit you're wearing, so you can hold it with one hand. Cool.
Right, yeah.
So
Yeah, I forgot the suit also helps.
yes. So now we have the dragon dagger.
Alright, is it a dagger made out of fossilized dragon DNA nougat?
What if I told you it was a flute?
That does make a lot more sense.
You're right. Yeah, it was something that's named the dragon dagger. It's also a dagger. I should say it. It is a dagger.
It's not a complete misnomer.
Yeah, no, it is a dagger, but it is also a flute. And when it is played, it like draws extra power to the suit and the Zord, and then it also can act as a shield when it's played, and it's also just a dagger. I mean, it is a dagger, so you probably kill someone with it.
There's so much going on with this.
Yeah. This is Green Ranger territory, and this is when the Power Rangers were like, yeah,
Jump the shark.
Yeah. What's the weirdest thing we can do? How about the Green Ranger? And then they jumped the shark again with the White Ranger. It was insane. The show is nuts.
You should have been there, guys.
Yeah, you should have been watching this in the 90s when you were a kid.
I mean, you can still watch it today. Not gonna stop you. Not gonna judge you.
But where, Jeff?
The internet.
just the general internet. Anyway.
You guys know.
So, okay, first, let's start off with how does playing a musical instrument amplify the suit's power? With what we've described the suit as being.
Different tunes for different things that it's doing?
I don't believe so. It sounds like it's the same thing that he's doing.
Well, then I don't know.
I think when he plays it, all these things happen at one time. It amplifies the suit, it amplifies the sword, it also acts as a shield, and it's also a dagger.
Sure. Well, because I was thinking it might be like some sort of auxiliary, like
power source,
the medallions or coins or whatever else they use.
That makes sense. And
then, yeah, and it just draws like a lot of extra power that is shunted into different systems that behave those ways.
Yeah, okay. And maybe the fact that it's playing a musical isn't the music has actually nothing to do with the increase in power. It's more like getting a phone call.
That's how to activate it.
Yeah. Like that's the that's just the tune telling you like it's running, so you don't end up burning out the power source that's inside the dagger, because you can't keep it running forever. because it's like maybe
Yeah, because it will definitely overheat and burn out.
yeah, and like melt your hand off.
Right, and you don't want them hot flutes.
Nope. Hot flutes are the worst. Ask a flautist.
Yep.
Flutes overheat all the time. It's their nuclear energy. Uh, so that's how it acts as a shield. Do we like? It's a reflective shield. So what? How do we
Yeah.
do? Ooh. Maybe the way we've described the suits.
It was wrong the entire time.
No, they can become rigid in such a way that they become elastic, like highly elastic. So anything that hits them gets bounced back.
Okay.
In some kind of way.
Like, so is the shield made by the dragon dagger, was it?
Yes.
Okay. Is that like external to the rest of the suit? Like, does it just look like a force field from any other sci-fi show?
No, actually you can't see the shield. It just fires stuff back at you shoot at it.
All right.
So it's just it's like you.
Does it then itself make like just have a big magnetic field that is reactive to what's coming at it?
It's possible. What about stuff that's so it maybe it doesn't reflect everything, like paramagnetic or not? What are those? What's the opposite of that? The non-magnetic stuff. Stuff that's not magnetic. It doesn't reflect back.
Right. Right.
And they're just never smart enough to try that.
Well, I mean, it is a bunch of teens, you said, so maybe.
That's true. They haven't been through E&M physics. They don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
They spent too much time fighting karate, doing karate.
Goofing off in the back of the classroom.
Yeah, and not enough
fighting crime.
Not enough time paying attention to paramagnetism. They probably can't even do their little energy level stuff. Man, I wish I could remember more chemistry. You'd think I would. Anyway.
That's fine. You're learning about water.
Yeah, that's the chemistry I do now. It's water chemistry. Cool. So I don't ever want to touch the Triassic dimension, which it's a dimension.
The Triassic dimension.
It's a dimension that the Triassic Ranger has that is a different dimension that he controls. That to me seems self-explanatory. It's a different dimension.
That only he controls.
Yes, exactly.
Simple,
yeah.
straightforward.
How is that?
Nothing to unpack.
Exactly. There's no science there. It's perfect in every way. Thank you for listening to Pedantic Handwavium. You could, please like and subscribe us. You can reach us at pedantichandwavium.com, pedantichw.com. Our theme music is by Joe Sopchak. You could be really nice, like Tommy Sparks here, and
give us show suggestions, and we'll do it. We'll actually do it if it's good.
We actually will,
especially if it's good.
If it's good. We are sorry if this episode is not funny.
That's only because we're not funny.
It's only because also it's really late, and this is going to be the shortest turnaround episode of all time. And I'm just looking at the amount of time I have to edit, and I hate it so much.
That's why you just cold closed the episode. Okay.
Yes. Is there anything else we have to do? No, we already did our call to action.
So I've been... Yeah, you did the call to action. And I've been Simon.
Oh, and I've been Simon.
And I've been Jeff.
Thank you for listening.
Goodbye. We'll miss you.
We love you. But Tommy Sparks more than everyone else.
Especially Tommy Sparks, sorry.
I hope he doesn't hate us for calling him Tommy Sparks. We just didn't want to give his last name.
Yeah, we wanted to thank and not dox you, Tommy Sparks. Yeah. So enjoy your cool new internet handle.